this early in the life of a bill, in making the law, because this interaction will allow you have many ambassadors in the House to support crafting of this law, and also for us to engage our colleagues who have not had the opportunity to be here, to actually quickly interact with the law as crafted to accept its passage. And that is why it's always good to give work to those people who understand. If you didn't sit in parliament, you wouldn't know that it's good to engage members of parliament early in making the law. I want to just borrow a leaf from what Honorable Kiari has said. I think there's confusion in Kenya, and a big one for that matter. There's difference between control and governance. The government in power must legislate, come up with laws to control like what we have before us. This is so important that you cannot leave it to the civilians to do whatever they want. Once you say that a particular material is of dual use, then it is of concern, because it means that it can have potential effect or harmful effect to the citizens of a country. And once it is of military use, it means that this particular material or ingredient can be used to cause harm, such as what we have with WMD or weapons of mass destruction. I call this particular bill legislating on dangerous goods. And I think as we go forward, we must bring Kenya Bureau of Standards on board so that they must put their stamp on certain goods to say that these are dangerous goods or they are of dual use. So that those who are keen, even when you find them on shelves in go downs, they are being transported, then you can quickly point out that these can easily harm the security of our people. On the other hand, we live in a region that is highly volatile, and our security is of paramount. The issue of terrorism, proliferation of light weapons and small arms. This calls for making laws that is not just about securing Kenya today, but for posterity. Article 94 of our Constitution is really clear. Nothing can be enforced. Nothing can have the full force of law unless it has passed through Parliament. So our brothers and sisters on the other side who are crafting this law since 2018, so long as it is not in Parliament, it doesn't exist. And that is what you must learn. And it is good that you have an experienced hand who is saying, let us engage Parliament quickly so that it forms body of our laws. When you look through this bill, I believe you are going to take us through the bill clause by clause. It is in 5 sections. But I will invite my colleagues to look at the consequential amendments. The consequential amendments actually detail that it is not just about security. It has effect on agriculture, on health, on trade, on ICT, basically everything across the board. and everything that affects the day-to-day life of a Kenyan. And eventually some of them will form part of an omnibus. But it is good that the minister is saying, I am pointing out this early that this bill affects all this. In the last bit, what I saw on Article 114 of our Constitution, you are saying this is not a money bill. I think you shouldn't fear. Potentially, this will cause some money on the purse of the taxpayer, but it is to their benefit. It is to their safety. And finally, enactment of this bill will allow traceability of materials as they are exported or imported, as they are transferred from one den to the other, from one user to the next, and also in terms of accountability. So that when somebody who is doing mining or you are doing a quarry, then you are going to use explosives. You must have proper storage for them. There must be adequate security. And that accountability will be able to save this country at the end of the day. With those remarks, I want to thank my colleagues and also the minister for having caused this workshop. We want to really listen to you. I am among those who actually rejected this bill in the last parliament because we thought that in the dying days of the life of our parliament, we thought some people were being very smart to just shelve such an important legislation and burden Kenyans for no apparent reason. But I think now you have found the right track to engage us in a smart way so that eventually we support it and make it the body of our laws in this land. With those remarks, I say thank you very much.